Hey guys, so in this lesson we are going to put together everything that we've done and have it work. So let's start by trying this out. So we want to create a new instance of product. Okay, so I say product has ID, name and price. So let's give that a go. All right, so now we have a new product instance created. So let's save this and we then try to run it. So if I say Ruby main.rb, we have an error. It says uninitialized constant product. So our main.rb file doesn't know where to find product. Okay, so in order for this to work, we have to require product. So we say require relative, okay, then we say product. So because product is on the same directory as our main, so we could say require relative and it should find it. So now if we save it and we go ahead and run it again, so we can see this time there's no error message. It actually gives us the product. Okay, now what we want to do is also bring in other files. So we need customer and we need product. We need basket, sorry. All right, so now we have these three files there. We can go ahead and work with them. So this is exactly the same as though we've copied this file and we've pasted it in here. So that's what the required relative is actually accomplishing for us. So that's really awesome. We can actually improve this from 3 lines to 1 line. So we can use the same skills that we learned before, the word arrays. So we can say product, we have customer and basket. So we want to loop through each of this, all right? And we then say require relative file. So this is basically doing exactly the same thing as that, so we don't need that anymore. So we're going through product, customer and basket, looping through them, okay, looping through each one of these, and then using a file and requiring it. So if we save this and we try and run it here, you can see it still works, no error messages. Okay, now that is really good. So let's get started and build our system. So we want to start by having to build a stock list. So this would be an array of products that a customer can then add to their shopping basket. Then we need to create the customer. Then we need to attach a customer to a basket. Okay. And then we need to print out a customer shopping summary. So this is our very basic project, okay, utilizing everything that we've learned so far. All right, so to build up the stock list, we need an array. Okay, so we say stocks, empty array. And then we want to push into this array new product objects. So a product has an ID, it has a name, and it also has a price. So we give it the price like so. So copy this down a few times and we'll change some of the details. Nice. So we have 3 products, okay, being pushed into our stocks array. So this is an array with 3 products in it. Brilliant. So now we have our customer. We want to create a customer, but first let's just test, make sure that no error messages so far by printing enter customer full name. Okay, we'll save this and then we'll run it. All right, so that's good. So what we want to do now is we're going to have two variables, first name, comma, last name, okay? Then I'll say gets jump dot split. So this is going to take a full name, split it up and save the first name into first name and last name into last name. So it's a bit of a trick, a shortcut. Okay, so let's have a look and see how this is going to work. Okay, so once we have that, I'm going to say put first name just to make sure it worked and put last name. All right, so over here we'll say run. Okay, and then I'll enter Kingsley space Ijoma. So this will split it and take Kingsley and put it in the first name, take Ijoma, put in the last name. So we can see from this print, first name and last name was printed, so it worked. All right, so now that we have this information, we can go ahead and create a new customer. So a customer has first name and a customer has a last name. So now we have a customer instance that we can use very shortly. So this is the instance, so we have access to a full name method. Awesome. So here we need to attach a customer to the basket, right? So I want to be able to loop through and add multiple records into the basket. But before doing that, I want to do this one step at a time. So let's just take it easy. I'll say first enter product ID. So we're asking the user to choose ID 1, 2, or 3. So when they do, we want to save that ID into product underscore ID. Okay. Once we've done that, I can then say stocks detect. This is an array method that allows us to search an array for where shirt.id is equal to the product ID. Okay, just change that to an integer. Brilliant. So this works. So we have a product in there. So once we have a product, right, we want to be able to add that product to a basket. So we'd basically just say basket.add. Remember, basket has the add method. We'll add a product, but only if there is a product to add. So if line 18 does not find any information, we don't want line 19 to actually run. Okay, so this is going to do what we want to do, get information, and it will add that into our basket for us. And then I want to say puts basket, just so we can see what we have in there so far. So I say Kingsley Ijoma, enter product ID 1 undefined variable or method basket. So we have not created a basket. So let's do that. So this is add multiple item to basket. All right, so up here we are going to say basket equals basket.new. When we create a basket, we need to add a customer to it, okay? Which is how we've defined it in here. All right, so since we have the customer record already created in line 12, that made it very easy. So now we have a basket. I can cut this and put it up here, and then we could just test it just to make sure there's no more error messages. Awesome. It asked us for an ID. We gave it an ID, and it did not give us any error message. Okay, so that's awesome. That's great. We forgot to add the basket initially, or I forgot to add the basket to create a basket. Okay, so this should still work. Just so that worked over there. So that's great. Okay, so a basket does a few things. It has it allows you to add a product. It has a summary. It has total. So we can test that all this are working when we get down to line 24. Okay, so over here, a basket has been added and it's checking it, and then we want to make sure that we can loop over and add as many items as possible into this basket. Okay, that's fine. So let's test and see what we can get. So it's a basket. One of the methods of a basket is total. Okay, so this is taking every total and it's adding it up. So we can check and see what is in there. I'm gonna run that. So I say Kingsley and I say Jama and I choose a product 1 and it gives us the total is 10.8, £10 and 8 pence. So now that works. So if we do it again and we choose a different product, so £7 and 94 pence. So that works. So that's the money there. All right, so now this is working exactly as we want it so far. But let's make it a bit more interesting. Let's make it so you can choose multiple products. So come here. So we did this before, begin. So we're going to use a while loop. So we say, just do this while products ID is not equal to nothing. Okay. So when we rerun this, as long as the product ID is not empty, it will keep asking you to enter a product ID. So this is a while loop. So let's give this a go. So I enter first name, last name. I choose a product. It prompts me again. I choose a product. It prompts me again. I choose 3. It prompts me again. So it will just keep going on and on until it's empty. So if I click on return, it basically just returns without doing anything. All right, so now this is really great. Not equal to nothing can be written in different ways. I could say while not products ID dot empty. So there we go. So this is another way of writing it. So do this while not empty. So if we try this one more time, say Kings Ijama, enter 1, enter 2, enter 3, just click on enter. So it exits. So it's exactly the same. So I'm going to leave it this way. It's a bit easier to read. All right, so now we want to add, print out the customer shopping summary. So to do that is as simple as saying, okay, and then we basically just say puts basket.summary. Now this will simply just print out the summary for us. Now let's give this a go. So this is a summary. So it gives us the full name and it gives us each product and then it gives us the total. So if we've done it all correctly, we should not see an error message. So let's try. So full name, right? ID added, ID2 added, and ID3 added. Click on enter, and it gives us all the products. All right, so we notice this is going a bit crazy. So we can fix that, but we can see we have red shirt, blue shirt, and green shirt. So the total basically can be controlled, so we can fix that. But yeah, so far it's looking good. So to fix that, we can go to our basket total. We can say round it to 2 decimal places. All right, so now if we come back, we run our main. All right, so we choose a product and enter. Voila. So there we go. Everything that we've learned, we've put to use, and we've created a small project for ourselves. So this is the end of learning Ruby for Rails. So in coming videos, we are going to utilize some of these skills in building a Rails e-commerce project. So this has been very interesting. We've learned a lot of different things, and I've used them in a very interesting way. So that's it for this lesson, and I will see you guys in the next project.